Cheers. Hopefully you guys are having a good day, afternoon. It's probably lunchtime. Could be lunchtime. Could be just waking up. You gotta love the French fries. Dude, my screen's being stupid. What's up, Icini? Toast! Talking about bread. Trying to get this chat popped out and then it's the right location. You acting funny, flashing money, dog. You got enough clout. I got cards. Look at them charts. Look at them bringing them out. There we go. I think that will work. Decoy bacon. I'ma live like a cannon off safety. There we go. Fazoli. What up? Long time. Almost hit the wrong button there. That run, Eagle, run. Cheers, Miss Angel. You in the wrong account. Pimp Jack McBody Face. What up? What the hell are you guys smoking on this Thursday afternoon? I am fixing to roll up some of Brett Anderson's cleaner. Old subs, cool strange. Toast to all the motherfuckers that have been here from the beginning. What up, Grant? The new whip. Need a new whip. Smoking the chronic, huh? What's up, Mr. Icini popping in? Those homies. It's a circle. You a hater, just be real, homie. Hold your breath, clench your fist till your hands hurt. Careful, all that jealousy might turn to cancer. I'm coming, Icy. I gotta turn down the music. What's up, Mr. Brett Anderson? Smoking a warm suppository. What? Don't smoke that. Cheers, Ancient Soul Grown. How you doing? What's up, Mr. Icini?
Good, brother.
How you doing this fine day?
Good, as usual. You know, things have been on the up for just recently. Long may it continue.
Nice. Man, it's amazing how fast time goes by, brother. It really does. I've been sitting here bitching about them girls behind me for fucking, I don't know how long, and then, the stagnant of needing to make a move and shit. And then I come to the realization today, man, I got fucking that event next weekend. And I'd love to be able to take some of my bud. It's, how long it's been fucking, I don't know how long since I've been able to show up with a jar full of my weed, you know what I mean? And this stuff's, not my best representation, but it'll be good. So I'm even busting out that My Herbs dryer and everything. I'm going to take it right to as fucking long as I can fucking take it. It's, you know what I mean? And then I'm throwing it in the machine and it's going to be fresh out of the dryer fucking to the fucking joint Friday.
You come back.
Have a little something. There's a couple of fucking that, I got another round of that strawberry. Oh no, take that back. Eagle Knievel is ready. And then I've got another one of Smiley's High Mac. What is it? It's the Sky Color. Is that it? Yeah, that's a High Mac times what is it? Yeah. No, wait, it's a High Mac times Sky Color. So it's a High Mac. That's right. I never get the names on them when I get them. It's always this, the crosses. So yeah, the High Mac. So that's looking fucking fire. But the point of the story is The girls behind me are running out. It's time to fucking reseed or take some clones or fucking do something, man. I might have to fucking downsize that light there for a second. I don't know. Fucking, I love it.
Yeah, I was. I'm, my veg tent is empty at the moment. I'm like, I'm now about to root through my seed box and see what's what and see what I run. I've got a few commitments to a few people that I said will probably run their stuff, so I'll probably do a few. Might just do a shitload actually. It is, and just keep the ones that look the best.
All right.
There's no point in keeping a whole box full of seeds. Just just pick the best ones at a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful time to fucking be a grower, that's for sure. Especially with the amazing genetics that are floating around the community and stuff like that. Like I said, people crowd doing their own work and whatnot. It's a good time to be growing, that's for sure.
yeah, it certainly is. There's lots of variety, and it's. I think when we look at back and when we had a couple of choices like skunk, skunk or Northern Lights, you know, they were pretty much the where you could sort of like buy seeds with names and stuff. And now it's just like, oh, you just sport for choice almost. Yeah, we're never going to have enough time to run everything that's available, even though we'd probably like to, you know. I got, I just pretty much just run everything and see how it is, And if it didn't turn out great the first time, I might try it a second time. And if it repeats like being a period one, I'll probably want to run them again. But I like just being different nearly every run. I have something different, something new. And I love the fact that the community is passing stuff out to us all, and it always makes me feel better than that I can sit down and have a conversation with the person that created the seed as well, which is a bonus. You got that heartfelt connection between people as well. And I think that all transpires into what we end up producing.
Yeah, that was always the best time about the events. You know what I mean? Back when I first started growing and well, you couldn't the events, there weren't a lot of events, but as events started popping up around here, that were your first real shots of getting genetics. So that was the point of the event for at least people like myself. So you'd get there and run to the breeder and do exactly what you're talking about. You would talk to them one on one. It was a fucking nice experience. You felt good about the genetics you walked away with. And then it became more of a party. And then more of the booth prices went up and up and up. And it wasn't worth the breeder to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's still tough for the breeder to be at an event or whatever and make money. But I miss that. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's all online. You don't get that one-on-one interaction like you're talking about, and it's nice. It's nice to get a feel for the lineages, or even what they're excited about. You might approach that breeder with something in mind, and then you get talking to them, and you're like, "Oh, that's new." That sounds amazing. I may second guess what I was, my choice here. And yeah, you don't get a lot of that. It's all online. Click now. Here you go. But I
Yeah.
miss it.
It's like as well. It's like when you speak, when you're online, like I said, you sport for choice. But when you face to face to someone and you've got their direct recommendations and you've got their direct sort of like this is what you can experience from it. It's a whole different book. That personal touch is different. And almost I think it does transpire into the end results because you're almost putting the intention into it as well that way as well. I mean, it just shows that you I don't know. It's like your intent, your interest. Like everything, if you're interested, you tend to care more about it, and you put more care and effort and attention into it, and the results end up being better than if you was just like click, click, click. It's all just automatic, you know.
What are those pretty ladies we're looking at right there?
I'll give you a quick run through. Think, right, let's see. Yeah, this is a tartan. I can't tell you what the cross is. Maybe it's a gelato, caramel gelato cross King's tart, possibly. And this is another one exactly the same. It's nice and frosty, pretty well stacked, and that as well. It's not. They're not big. It's not the biggest buds. I didn't put a lot of time into these. It's pretty quick on the. They were pretty small when I flipped them. I've also pollinated this one with some of the Agnes's Beckett's blueberry muffin cross jelly bean, which I was smoking, and I found some nanas on it. But that's the most dankest bit of weed I've smoked this year so far. So yeah, I touched this up with some of the nanas just because this was really frosty and a little bit stacked, and I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna have some of them hopefully, and some of them feminized seeds. I ain't too worried about running some feminized seeds off some nanas that, you know, it weren't like a week free nanas. They were just a couple of nanas, and it was probably my fault because I left my light on for 2 days, 2 or 3 days, 24 hours a day, mid flower. So that's probably, you know, where the nanas came from. And I didn't notice them until it had been harvested anyway, when I was smoking the bud. But yeah, they all worked out. Next one, it's a nori cake. That's a greenhouse seed company one again. Quite a nice little plant going on there. So, you know, it's got some weight, some nice sized buds on it. And that's another one. So I've got 2 of each of them ones. What I'll just show you down here. Right, this is where it's going to get confusing for me because I fucked up with all my labelings. So I'm just going to guess right now that this is a Mac and Crack from Seed Stockers via Grow Room 420. This little one here, I'll just put into my bed. This has been sitting down the side of my room for probably best part of a year. And I've just been keeping it watered and everything else. I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to bring it back in and see how it rocks. Yeah, it's still alive. All the yellow vera is really sort of like overtaken off, so I only got enough room in there for the one anyway. But yeah, this is a blue Moby. And I think this is from Seed Stockers as well, from via the Grow Room 420 boys. This one here is either, I think, yeah, it's going to be a Mac and Crack again from the Seed Stockers, from the same way. This one next up is Ronberry Cross Cheesequake. It's one of Tal's ones. He hasn't got a name on it yet. Got a nice bit of radiation on there. This is looking quite nice. I do like the structure on this, even though it's staying really short. It's not wanting to stretch at all. I was hoping it was going to come up a little bit, but it looks like it ain't going to really grow much bigger than that. It's just going to bud from there, but I don't think it's going to reach at all. That one there is going to be a red Kachina. Looking through this one, I've done a bit of the old training on this one. Put the clips on, stripped it, which I don't normally do. I normally can't be asked bother stripping all the lowers and stuff. I just let them go, and you know, it all just goes in the trim bin at the end. But yeah, I've done I thought I'll just you know, you got to practice every now and then your skills, and you got to, you know, just like taking clones. I don't normally take clones, but every now and then I'll just do one just to be like, you know, like muscle memory. You got to be able to, just so you know, you can do it and improve your skills and everything. And it's the same on this one. I think this is another red Kachina, and these are from Conscious Genetics. These ones, but yeah, that's via the Growing 420 boys as well. That's these two here, and I think this one is exactly the same. It's just a little bit behind it, and I haven't really done too much on this one. I just topped it early. Yeah, that's that. And of course, we've got the old rock and the living soil. Some of them are in beds, some of them are directly into the bed. Like you see here, I've got 2 plants going in 1 30-gallon pot. Sometimes I'll have 3, depending on. I found that 3 you can get a little bit tied down on the space, and everything will be pushing into each other. But I found two plants in a 30-gallon is pretty good. For the space you occupy in there, you can get 2 plants. You'd probably only get 2 pots standing on the floor if you were using smaller pots. So it works out all right, in my opinion. And there we go. This is where all the magic happens, and this is what I really rely on. This is what maintains my garden, and always has done, and always will do. No matter what I pretty much throw at it, they'll just adjust it in such a way that the plants are just happy with whatever I do. The worms will just come in and be like, yeah, well, maybe that weren't so good, and we're going to make it a little bit better. So yeah, they're like I don't know, just the backup. They can correct any errors or whatever that I'm fucking inputting, because I'm really just been winging it. And ever since I've been sort of like doing this living soil, all I've really sort of like maintained is what's feeding the soil and the worms, because that's the way I learned. And Brown Guy was pretty much the one that taught me that one. You keep the worms happy, and as long as the worms are happy and all staying in there and everything, they're not wanting to migrate and everything else, and you make sure they're pretty well fed with all the your leaf materials you drop. And so obviously you've got to do some amendments, but it's the worms that are going to work all that in and make all that magic happen and bring it all together in a. Well, obviously the plants are sending signals, but I don't think if you didn't have all the worms in there, you wouldn't have as good a results, in my opinion, because the worms just bring a whole bunch of living biology. All the little bugs, the predatory mites and that, they just follow along with the worms. Wherever the worms go, the beneficial bugs shortly behind. That was my little show. Yeah, and I might be scaling down at some point as well. So maybe getting rid of one light and just running off the one and seeing just what I can manage in this little space. Because I'm a little bit conscious of how much electricity I'm using. So ding dong. You're muted, brother. I can't hear you. There you go. You're muted.
Oh, there we go. No, I'm back. Thank you for holding it down while I lost my internet connection. Appreciate it.
That's all right. I thought you were still there. I didn't even notice. I thought, I got a bit quiet there. It's probably just muted.
Too funny. Yeah, I've been trying to run off the hotspot the last few days, and it has not been working out. So.
Let's see if I can get some nice zoom in shit going on. There we go. Some frosty stuff.
Looking
This
good.
is one This is the one I pollinated. This is the body actually, and a couple below it. Just rubbed the nanas all over it. You know, there wasn't many. But it got orange hairs instantly the next day. So, you know, I would imagine I'm gonna have like 50, maybe 100 seeds out of that bud, and a couple of ones underneath.
Beautiful.
There we go. This is the nori cake. It's now starting to get a little bit of nice sort of purple and coming through. Probably gonna end up quite purple when I see him get these like purple frosty rails on them. They normally end up finishing out that color. What they're now starting to turn on there. This is the other tart and.
So what's next up on the pop list there?
I've got some new stuff from the chap who bred these ones. I think it's a mixture of these and something else, but they're called blood diamonds from Conscious Genetics. Maybe it's these cross apples or something like that. But I'm gonna probably run a pack of them plus because I got 2 packs. I won them actually in a competition on the Rowan 424 or Discord. But I got 2 packs, so I'm probably gonna give some of them away. You know, 1 pack's enough for 1 person. I'll promise some people some stuff anyway, so I'll probably drop them some of their stuff in there. But I might actually just grab my box because I don't actually know exactly what I've got available. Maybe we can have a little poll. See what people want to see, or even if they want to see anything in particular that I've got in here.
Nice little case.
It's little black. So got all my stuff up into it. That's right. I think that's maybe an Amy wine cheese steak. Maybe, I'm not sure. There are a lot of stuff. There's a Salago Labat. That's one of Fumi's, but these are seeds that are going to be F2s of Fumi Salago Labat. Oh, Stardog. These are from Bagseed Stardog. And that one is empty.
Nice little sack right there. Oh man, I've been drinking the French press cups the last few days. I forgot how much I enjoyed the French press cups.
Nice. I did love my coffee. I did. Right, I've got a bunch of Angus stuff. We've got Angel Breath Cross and Old 5 Haze, Chili Bean. Well, that's the one I've just now. This is the one that I like the smoke of, and you know it's dank. It's really dank. So I think I'm going to put them as well. I'm definitely getting. I definitely want some more of that. Yes, we got Angel Breath NL5 Haze. Yeah. PLK cross or number 22 cross number 21 or some mystery random sort of bag seeds going on in there. That's the other one that I just finished completing. If you're in the UK and you're listening, and you ever want any seeds in that, yeah, you see anything that I'm showing, just give me a nod and I'll send you some out, no problem. Obviously I can't send everyone out seeds because there's a cost thing, but if it's in the UK, it's going to cost too much. It's not a problem. But I wish I could just dish out stuff all overseas all the time as well. Got Miranda Family Farms, 2 soups. That's a Zinger Cross, PBJ. I think I ran that one recently. Got a load of, I think they're autoflowers, just a whole bunch of random autoflower seeds from seed stockers. They gave them free, a bunch of seeds that were bought at some point. And here we go. We've got the Joel's Jesus OG. We've got the Salago the Bat, the original pack from Fumador. He wasn't looking too well. I see a little thing on him the other day, and I thought, "Ooh, you don't look well, mate." If you're listening to me, sorry, mate, you don't look too good. Amy Aces cross. I've got some Amy Aces. Actually, I'll promise some of them to someone. Actually,
I owe Fumi a visit. He asked me not so long ago to pop on, and I told him when I get some time I would. Yeah. Much respect for Fumador over there.
Oh, these are the Bingus berries. I'm thinking about I'm gonna put them aside as well. They're gonna get run as well. So I've already chose two. If anyone's thinking about doing something for me to run, I already chose two. Yeah, I don't want to run them. And Purple Punch Cross Christina. We've got there some XXLs. They're probably from seed stockers actually. I don't want to run them. But some ooh, I just got to see my name then.
I need to load up some posters and seeds for next week. I just hit the dome there.
I've got loads of stuff coming actually. Maybe I don't want to run too much stuff because Hewley the other day I had a little chat with Hewley and he sent me some stuff that I'm really interested in running. Here you go, boys. A little bit of promotion there for you. A little bit growing for 20. Yeah. That'll go up on the old slap wall in a minute. Yeah, these are the Blood Diamonds. Blood Diamonds V2 actually. Red Kachina 2 versus Apples. And some lucky person is probably going to get some of them. Some Moby Dick. I got some of that growing in there. There's some NL5 Cross Haze. So it could be like NL5 Haze. It's more CBD, which I'm probably going to have to get back on because my wife is low on the oil. It's more about Amy wine cheeses. I'm interested in actually running these again, because the last time I ran them, I got a little bit bug rot, and so I had got spider mites and stuff. I was disappointed. It's still a nice harvest, and it struggled, but I'd like to have a nice run of these without any issues. So I might actually do some more of these. More of the deep candy. More of the deep candy. Amy Aces crossed Persian pie. That's the one that I just ran. Look, what I said really stinks of banana. Banana, I just harvested it. To be honest with you, it really stinks of banana and it's really loud. It's just so sour that I can only smoke a few puffs of it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. It's that sour, and I'm like, oh, I need a drink. I think I might have promised these to someone else actually. Some Barney's Farms. I've got These are from Thai, actually. Thai sent me these. Thai sticks. I don't remember what they are now. Oh, staring right at it. Gorilla Skills. I've just ran that one actually. Which, if you, this is a bit like Star Dog, but not with enough, with just a weak version of Star Dog. Oh, and no, they ain't. I must have used them all. Actually, well, I might have had some more of them in them.
I think you've definitely Agnes sent such a nice selection there, and then and you've talked so much about so good about some of his crosses. I think I might pop some of his stuff and some of Smiley's stuff next. I got a little bit of room for each, but so
Yeah,
it sounds like I've heard like if you can the blueberry muffin or the chili cross there,
yeah.
you sound like you're pretty adamant on
That,
that one.
that was just dank, mate. You know, it's like not often that I can walk out in public and with a spliff outside, and I'm like, even I could smell it. That was that rude. But you know, people are, I can hear them down the road saying, "Whoa," you know, they're like, "What's?" And often that I can really get that from a bit of weed that's just really that dank, and it's just got a nice, in my opinion, it's a fruity. It's a bit weird because I thought, you know, it's got a bit of a lemony, sherbety, just just danky cheesiness as well about it. It's all the stuff I pretty much like all rolled into one. It's fruity, it's cheesy, it's earthy, it's creamy, and it's just fucking loud. And you know, it ticks all the boxes, and it does really get you pretty ripped as well. It's one of them ones that you know you open the bag and you're like, oh yeah, and you're already buzzing before you smoke it. And maybe that's a lot. You know, when people are like, you know, we all experience the weed differently and stuff. And I think maybe a lot of that is, you know, is like what a nose likes. You know, and if your nose likes it, and it's like when you smoke it, it's going to be, you know, even better.
Yeah,
But then again, then I was mistaken though with that Persian pie Amy Aces that I just grew. Yeah, it smells lovely, it looks lovely and everything, but it just, oh mate, it's just so acrid. I wouldn't even say sour. It's almost like it just dries your mouth right out, and you're like, oh, that's like you just licked a battery. It really sinks up banana though.
I've thought about revisiting my Med Grower ones that what is it? The Primal Punch, the B2 there. I was I love that banana. It's like a baby fruit banana though, and that's what I like in the banana. So I've thought about revisiting that one. I don't look back too often. You know what I mean? Unless it's absolutely fire. But I really enjoyed that banana for sure. Banana terps. It wasn't sour though. It was a very enjoyable like banana.
Yeah, I'm too keen on I just thought that because it was novel. You know, I've never really, even though I've grown strains with banana in them, I've never really been that banana. The first plant I've actually grown actually smelt like banana, like overly like, yeah, there's nothing else that can be but banana. The other thing well, I might what? So there's vegetables and stuff I might want to start growing in there as well.
Nice.
Oh, nice little. I might stick some of these in a second, actually. I think these are quite fast growing. I don't know whether the community knows anything because I've never really grown vegetables and stuff. I've grown herbs and stuff, but not vegetables. But
Radishes grow real fast.
yeah, that's what I want. I want stuff that's going to grow fast. I want to see
Good
some
composting
results.
soil. They're good soil loosener too. I've never seen those onions off to the side there. The red onion there.
These ones,
Yeah, I've never seen those.
yeah, blood red spring, north from North Holland. Yeah, I got all these. These were brought for me as a Christmas present. Uh, because people know my sort of thing at the moment is I'm all about this sort of like growing stuff, and these all seem to be like a lot of these are heirloom or what they call them heirloom or you know probably won't eat them. And most of it's just going to be end up just going to be like cover crop and just getting mulched in and
Oh
things like
man, I
that.
think once you
Some
get
of
a
it,
taste of
the
shit,
radishes and things and stuff I will eat and stuff, but there's probably a lot
and
of
it's
stuff.
just delicious. Oh yeah, you're on the meat. The meat that's
Yeah.
like counterproductive for where you're going there.
Do you know what though? I am revising my thing a little bit because meat would be okay if I just wanted to maintain or lose weight, for instance. If I wanted to get shredded, and I wanted to without doing any work, that's a good thing. But because I'm trying to actually build some muscle and make some gains and stuff, I'm having to consume a hell of a ton of meat to do that, and fat. So I can, what I've been sort of like reading and researching, I can still keep it low carb, but just when I'm doing workouts, is just a fuel. Prior to doing a workout, it might be good to have some low glycemic carbs, just to supply a little fuel, a little bit better, more accessible fuel to the hypertrophy. So yeah, so I'm probably I'm going back. I had 50 grams of carbs yesterday. I had some plain white rice. So they're the sort of when I say introducing carbs, I'm not going to be eating fucking sugar and fucking fructose, processed shit. I'm going to eat some probably whole food carbs. It's just going to give me a little bit of a. But yeah, I'm still continuing with the meat. Is I can't argue with my blood work. That's the thing, and the weight that I've lost and everything that not just I didn't lose muscle weight because I've gained some muscle, but I've lost all that sort of shit that you get around your abdomen, that visceral fat.
Right.
That's all gone. That's all gone. That bad stuff. So I've got where I need to go with it, and I need to possibly, if I wanted to just maintain that, yeah, I could just calculate my protein and my fat intake and everything. But I'm looking at doing 2,000 to 2,200 calories. That's where I want to be at. And I want the majority of that to be from the protein, a little bit of fat, and a little bit of carbs. Yeah, let's keep going for these. What you think? How do you feel about your diet? Are you do you look at thinking about changing that before you start thinking about adding supplements and things? And because you did mention the other day, the pains in my legs and from your exercise, and is that a deficiency? Is that inflammation that's halting your recovery process? What were your thoughts? Have you gone any further? Do you need to rest a little bit more? You know,
Oh,
Well,
definitely. I think recovery is becoming more essential as far as the leg pains and stuff like that. Hydration, I find, is something I very much need to work on before, during, and after. I'm terrible about drinking straight water. I drink a lot of coffee. Coffee for morning, noon, and night with a little bit of water there.
Do you
And
have
it's
sugar in your coffee?
I've been eating a lot of meat myself. But it's not like just meat like you were doing. I'm eating mainly just burgers and shit like that. But everything that I listen to from my running world, podcasts and shit, they say it's carbs, 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 is what you know what I mean. I could see that, man. The amount of calories I'm burning per
Yeah,
run, like fucking 10 miles. We're talking like 3,000 calories or some shit just in that period. So
yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's when you get fat adapted, you get, the carbs don't. It it's a longer process. You get more energy out of your fat, but the carbs are just like instant. That's the way you really got to look at it. Is like, when you're putting your body under a demand like exercise, which I'm now starting to do things. Yeah, you're gonna have to start looking at how you're fueling it, and is it getting enough fuel? So you're not actually, unless you want to lose weight, obviously, you're not putting yourself in a deficit all the time. And that's what I think I'm a little bit struggling with, because I've gone from 12 stone to 10 stone 5 in just over a month. You know, I've put 2 notches on my belt extra, and I'm now going to have to put a third one on.
I'm skinnier right now than I have been fucking since damn near high school. I went that far down from the running, but it's hard to maintain weight.
Yeah,
There's times where I go in like it's been a minute since I even been to the gym. I've just been focusing on the road work now that the weather's broke. But there's times I weigh in the gym. I weigh in at 160, 160, 170. And by the time I'm fucking done running, I'm checking out at fucking 161, 162, sometimes as far down as 159. And fuck, I think I dipped way under that the last time I checked. I fucking ran, and then I weighed out at 156. 156. I haven't been 150 since it's fucking my late teens, 19, 18, 19, 20, some shit like that.
I'm losing all my weight pretty much at night. I go to bed. I consume it. I do a little protein, little mix, couple of hours, a little bit of science I read. That helps you burn fat whilst you sleep and possibly build muscles. If you take a protein 2 hours before you go to sleep at night time, you generally end up sort of like, it raises your body temperature whilst you're asleep and everything. You just end up burning fat whilst you're asleep. I wake up and if I go jump on the scales, I've lost a pound every day. It's been going on like that pretty much every day. I wake up and there's a new pound gone overnight.
I've thought about adding creatine. I
Yeah,
don't take any type of creatine, but I've been thinking about adding that for recovery purposes. I've heard good things about creatine for recovery.
yeah. I've got the expensive one because there's a little bit of you know, when you start you hear like, oh, this is like 99.999% pure, and the other one, the creatine monohydrate, they're both pretty much creatine monohydrate, but this one comes from Germany, special filtration, blah blah blah. You pay twice the price for it, but in my opinion, the creatine, just the regular one, is just as good. Uh, Maybe if you have a bit of a upset stomach. Some people say it causes them some irritable, or like IBS or something like that, episodes after taking the creatine. I don't really experience it. I take the Create Pure and the creatine monohydrate, and they're both exactly the same. Just one costs more than the other, but I think they're both exactly the same. and it is good. You know, it's one of the most researched nutrients in sports with the most proven benefits, and it's something that you unless you're consuming lots of meat, you're probably going to be you're going to it's what your muscles. When they say there's 3 types of fuel, there's actually another one or another couple. Creatine and water will also give you a little bit of energy and fuel as well. But that one's more geared towards muscular fuel. The other another good one is the one that's in all the energy drinks. And this one's just it's been proven to just help you as you're getting older. You make less of it as you get older, so it just seems reasonable to supplement that. To all the people that are getting like the energy drinks and that, you can just get all the energy stuff that you get from the energy drink without all the excess sugar and stuff. Just make your own version of it. It's some good research about that possibly might extend your life and will make you live better, healthier. I don't know. But
It's good when you brought that one up because I've been utilizing that one a little bit in my water additives. It's been like the main driver and like the energy additive to the water. Pet G wants to know what meats do you eat as say dinner? Can I do eggs as a protein?
yeah, eggs, fish, but beef is my thing. Is what I like to eat, and it's normally I was eating a lot of ribeye steaks because it's talk in the carnivore community. You need a certain amount. You need more. You need lots of fat in order to help the meat digest and process and everything else. And the fat is where you're getting your main calories. The meat is providing some calories, but mostly your protein and everything. So, yeah, steak. It's whole cuts of meat, yeah, and beef because it doesn't. It's not anti-inflammatory. It doesn't cause any inflammation, any inflammatory processes. So I used to struggle with IBS, gastric problems, bloating, gas. I've been told I've got IBS, SIBO, and they tell you to do this diet, that diet, and everything else, reduce this, increase your fiber. It's all bullshit. Yeah, just eat stuff that your body agrees with. And mine seems to agree with beef. Yeah, I don't get my IBS and all them problems went away as soon as I eliminated everything else and just concentrating on eating the foods that don't. Well, I've eliminated everything just by eating beef. So I don't know what was bothering me in the normal diet that we all eat. Yeah, but something was obviously causing a problem because as soon as I cut all that shit out, I started turning things around. I'm not being inflamed anymore, and my body's now able to process and function in the way it should do. I've just been sort of like probably shoveling shit down my throat all my life, thinking that's not doing me any harm, but it is. You just not noticing it. Yeah, and steak. I mean,
I think ribeye is the best cut right there by far. That's the most enjoyable for me. But I want to cheers, Ryan, before I get too far. And then I wanted to say, man, about like the meat there. I knew this guy who was like sick all the time and couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. And he was eating, he had switched to more meat diet. It was still getting sick and couldn't figure out what the fuck it was because he was allergic. He was having problems to soy. Okay, it was the problem. Okay. So and then he starts eating more fucking meats, and then all of a sudden these symptoms, and then some, and it ended up being the fucking meat he was eating was being fed by like soy based food, and it was washing out in the fucking meat. And unbeknownst to him, he was eating and thinking, yeah, no, you know what I mean? And yeah, so he ended up cutting out meat. I'm like, before I cut it out, I think I tried a good farmer. You know what I mean? But yeah, he He was getting the soy through the meat he was eating.
Okay.
Talking about meat, this is Extreme Cream by Meat Breath by Banana God. Regular F1s from Salton Sea Seeds. You have badass logo right there. That's AI right there. Pick a number 1 through 200 in chat. If you're in the lower 48.
There you go. Oh, we lost Iceni. All right. 1 through 200. You gotta set an alarm, right? There we go. There's the number. Yeah. Set an alarm. Not until you guys see start. You guys have from start to stop. That's it. Between them, start and stop. That's it. How you been, Ray?
Pretty decent.
Good. Fucking weather's been beautiful. Oh shit. I'm glad I didn't hit start yet. I set it for an hour and 30. That'd have been a long one.
It's been raining a lot here lately. There's now that it's getting overcast again. This morning was nice, but
There we go. Start officially in chat. It's been pretty nice here. A little windy, but fucking nice. I think we're supposed to get up to like 72, 74-ish today.
I think it might be 70 here right now. I'm not sure. I gotta look. 71.
Nice. That meat breast's usually pretty loud. Have you been growing on that one out yet?
No, I have not. I haven't even opened the pack, but I'm gonna have a smaller garden this year if I haven't one at all, so I might as well spread the wealth.
I agree.
And I don't know how many's in here. I'm guessing it's a pack. Usually he has them pretty heavy, but I bet there's 10 in there. It's a dark one. Usually they're clear.
Get what you get, and you do not fuss a bit.
And if I knew what this one was, I'd give a pack of these ones too, but I can't read the name on it. It's like Anagama or something like that.
Is there, we should have speculated or threw this out there before. Is there a limitation on where you'll send those off?
Yeah,
to?
just the lower 48 if that's kosher.
You guys got 0 seconds. You guys have until you see stop and chat, rather. What's up, Mad Dog? You have a few seconds to throw a number in chat. Good luck. Actually, by the time you hear that, it'll be no chance. All right. The number was 135, correct, Brian?
Yep.
And I think the closest we came to that was 145. D-Gray in chat. So how do they get those? They hit you up on Instagram?
Yeah.
Ryan Kolkowski, is that account, or is it hardcore these days?
Yeah, it's slash Ryan Krakowski just because I'm a dumbass, but some chick has the other one already because I'm not hardcore enough.
That sucks.
I'll write it in the chat here in a moment.
I think I have time for another doobers. I do.
I should have called the closest without going over, but I didn't state that. I guess so.
I will be fucking handing beans out at Gems and Genetics. If you guys want to catch me there, I will have probably a backpack full of a poster and seeds that day or weekend. I'm not sure if I'm doing multiple days there, if I'm doing just Friday, Saturday morning. But I've got a ton of beans I need to fucking give out. Tons. Tons. So how has have you grown out any of the salt and seeds, Mr. Greenfinger's gear there?
No, I have not. But I know I've got some Banana God by, oh, what was it? I don't know, I'm fucking ripped. I got a few of them from him though.
That red's crazy looking there, I seen
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff from Agnes too. That blueberry muffin's no joke.
Yeah, that your vote?
I liked it. I got a bunch of beans from it that are crossed with just everything. With the jelly bean one, the fucking, he had several crosses of it that I grew out.
Nice. Yeah, I'm torn between the blueberry muffin and then the jelly that I seen he's been talking about.
Yeah.
I grew
Do
that one
that
out
one.
too. I grew
Do
the
the
jelly
jelly
bean one.
bean.
That was fucking tits
Yeah.
and ghee.
No disrespect to the blueberry by itself. I grew the number 16. That was labelled, and yeah, I've still got half of it in the tin. I'm just not interested in it. But
Did you have
the
any
other
that were
one,
marked?
the jelly bean, yeah.
Did you have any that were marked ultraviolet pheno?
No.
Well, those ones are nice. They're like almost black, a lot of them.
Nice. How much does the color mean to you? I mean, as far as like,
No.
do you
I don't know.
prefer light green, dark, purple? I've seen some fucking really dark stuff just yesterday.
I don't
But
think it mean anything, really, to be honest with you.
It can be an indicator a little bit of anthocyanins, but
Yeah.
so can
no,
Drop it. I think it's going to be an indicator if it's got certain nutrients in it. But as far as smoking it and the high and everything, I don't think it means a shit bit of difference. In fact, I probably think it takes away from your high because it's got antioxidants in it. So much antioxidants, so you're not going to get so high because you need a little bit of that. You know, when it's trying, I don't. You know, when you're trying to consume something, you're upsetting your balance or what's there. But when you have an antioxidant, where it's going to lessen the impact, almost, yeah, it's like taking a poison and an antidote at the same time. If you get what I'm saying, that's the way I feel about it. The purple weed just doesn't get you as high for as long because it's got antioxidants in with it. My opinion.
you don't think your body tells you. I mean, I think it does through the terps, and I believe the color, I guess, is related somewhat to the terp profile. But
No.
you don't think it's like anything else, like when you go through a grocery store and you're like in the fruits and veggie department, that your body naturally calls to you, through the process of colors, that I need more
Colours,
greens,
yeah,
more reds,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Just like the sweet and sours love life, you know what I mean?
That's for different. That's for a different process of consumption. That we're not interested in eating it like a vegetable or a fruit. Yeah, we're smoking it and inhaling it, and we're not getting those same effects and constituents as what you would as eating it. It's not going through our gut microbes and feeding them. That's where the colours and everything are really playing sending signals to us, because that's what our microbes want. Yeah, because they use that to produce all their biotics, their postbiotics. They eat that. They live on the fibre and all the colours and stuff, and they shit out some really good stuff for us, which is medicine. You know, I might, but when you're smoking it, I think it's irrelevant. And the way cannabis is, I mean, you can get you know, the same plant smells exactly the same, just two different colors. So the terps are irrelevant to the color.
If I were to lay them across now, I think now what can you do that with an effect? Because I'm telling you, if I were to lay a light green, a dark green, a fucking purple, and whatever, I would immediately reach all the way down to the lime green side of things. That would be my first choice. And I would assume, and I relate that lime green with the uppy, super happy, laughy side, where the darker green I kind of relate to a more sedative kind of buzz, and the floral is like, yeah, it's there. It's not even happy, it's just there. The purple stuff. The purple stuff just don't hit me as well. But it is a good medicine, I think, for people with anxiety. I find the perps are great with people that have an anxiety trait. So
Oh, I love the purple. I love the taste, man.
I think it's got that. I just think it's the anthocyanins, the antioxidants that are taken away from your high. Just the same as if you was to consume alcohol, it's a bit of a toxic. That's why you get a little bit of a buzz. And it's probably the same with cannabis. It's a little bit probably even though we never want to use these terms related to cannabis and stuff. But when you're buzzing off something, you're probably killing a few brain cells, in the process. But and it's probably where we get a lot of these endorphin releases and stuff like that. And I think just the antioxidants that come along with it, they're all designed to sort of like keep all this stuff in regulation. It's like nature's given us the poison, and it's also given us the antidote with it at the same time. But it's almost like just levels of stuff. I find the more color in it, the less of a higher effect you're going to get off it, because it's limiting. It's going to limit that toxic, or what we call intoxicated effect.
I can see that. I can see that. For me myself, I've always leaned towards the light green side of the cannabis myself. Just the prettier side too. That light green, some nice red hairs, a little bit of the darker green sugar leaf to it there. All good though.
They look like vibrant teenagers. You know what I mean? They're youthful. They have that youthful. I love it when when you got your grow and they get that lovely, luscious light green, not that heavy. That's what it's in. Yeah, the light green as opposed to the heavy green, and that's what we're experiencing. Yeah, with a lighter green, you get a bit of a lift. With the darker green, it's a heavier. You get a bit of a heavier effect. Maybe it is all to do with the nitrates. Is to how that metabolizes and everything else, because it does quite a lot of stuff. Nitrates in us, nitrogen.
Oh man. So what happened with Ryan? I'm looking forward to. I gotta call Mendo Dope today. Is what I gotta do.
My packet was looking on the internet to see if you could get your nutrients by boofing meat.
Boofing.
Well, boofing
breath.
just in general, if you could live off suppositories, so to speak. And
I thought you
the
were
answer
just
is maybe.
getting an alternative income there, Ryan.
What's that?
That sounds like an alternative income source.
Yeah, I can. No, that's okay. What it looked like, maybe. I'm not sticking a cow up my ass, though.
Do not. I wouldn't suggest it.
Where I draw the line.
It's probably a good line. It should be wide. Be firm on that line.
Well, I mean, it's one of them long-haired cattle. I mean, they're pretty cute sometimes. Yeah, I'm stoned. Time to take a hit. It's almost a 20.
It is too. I may even look up the dab song real quick, since it is so close to the.
Oh, I just got blue paint on my crotch.
Yeah, I do need to call Mendo Dope today and line them up. I told them I would get them on before the Gems and Genetics event next week, and that's getting super fucking close. I might want to think about that. That should be a fun event next weekend. That's the only one I really have on my calendar as far as going to so far this year. Yeah.
There's only two real events that I would ever be really interested in going to. We have one here called Product Earth. It's a bit of an industry sort of, you know, everyone wants to sell you their hydroponic equipment, seeds, fucking vape, and fucking all that sort of shit. But I can walk around this place smoking freely. It's like I've just gone to a legal country, but you know, and it's really weird. You know, it's like thousands of people, there's police and everything. Is and you're just able to walk around smoking freely. Yeah, that's quite just an experience for me to experience that in my own country. You know, to walk past the police smoking a spliff and they just even bat an eyelid at it. And there's the Cannabis, obviously, I've missed it this year. Yeah.
It's the 20. Oh shit, that was loud. Sorry, I was eating. I'm grateful for the events and shit like that too. They definitely have built, or helped build a very big, strong cannabis community. The one thing that I've seen lately, and I would like to see happen in the future, and I've kind of been talking about with Angel, is just the more meaningful events, the big, 1 or 2, 3, maybe events a year that everybody kind of really looks forward to. Try to take as little more, less of the commercial bullshit out, but we've gotten to know so many of us now. We're just into this little part of the little fucking niche of the cannabis community. You know what I mean? We've got to know each other very well over starting 5 fucking years now. We should really be fucking taking it to the next level. Finding out what each are kind of doing in the spare time, professional lives. You know what I mean? If fucking there's a weed nerd around you that fucking works on cars, you should be taking your shit to that person. You guys are fucking interested in fucking baseball and there's a fucking weed nerd near you, fucking go watch their game. Go play a game with them. You know what I mean? More shit like that. Myself, I have been very much yearning for, back when I started growing back in fucking, the old, weed days. I'm not gonna fucking lie to anybody when I say I moved a lot of fucking weed in my life. And a lot of it wasn't anything to do with growing. It was just about fucking moving large amounts of weight as much as I could fucking do, and that just was the way of living. But during that time and shit like that, you didn't have the events. You had fucking barbecues. You know what I mean? Everybody would get together at their fucking barbecue, and it was then as legal as shit. You know what I mean? But that's when friends were made, network connections were made, cuts were passed. You know what I mean? And I miss that small ambience of, you know what I mean? Just the backyard barbecue. We're fucking hanging out and fucking cooking a pig and fucking whatever. That's what I'd like to see, you know what I mean? We've known each other now. We shouldn't needed these events as much to get together, you know what I mean? These should be state by state fucking barbecues and shit like that, you know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see more come out of the community is more personal interaction and support of each other in that aspect, the real aspect of life, you know what I mean? That would be something I would like to see come in the next bit in time of cannabis. You know,
Yeah,
not
that'd be
just
quite cool.
online support, real life support. You know what I mean?
I
Hanging
think it's gonna
out.
take a little while for the events to drizzle to the bumfuck Egypt where I'm at. Like I see they have them in the big cities, like down in Minneapolis and in some of the bigger cities in the state, but those kind of look a little bit more like raves than I care to be at. You know, I'd rather go to the big camping type ones and shit. But once it starts getting more, once it's in the stores and everything around here, I think that's going to change pretty quick.
I'd love to come over there. They just won't let me in. Yeah,
We'd love to have you.
you know, one of my ambitions was, ever since I was quite young, I'd love to just go on a road trip, like Route 66 and just see what it is all about on a Harley Davidson or something like that. Me and my son. That's maybe in the future. Still got time.
Hopefully so. You know, there is a fucking, well, Mr. Joel said he'd be in Michigan in the fall. I'd like to cross paths with him. But you know who I'd like to meet at an event this year? That I would go to that event just to meet this person, and that would be I would go to a Dabadoo so I could meet Melia in person because that would be cool as shit. I'd love to meet Melia Johnson in person. I got tons of respect for that lady, but yeah, she's super sweet. I'd love to fucking smoke a bowl of hash with her as many times as she's been on the show. That would be a fucking awesome real life. And she's in the States. She's bouncing around the States, and she does sometimes have a dabadoo in Michigan. So if she has one in Michigan, I would definitely go out of my way to attend that event for sure. Who is some of your guys's if you could they would come to your state or every you know what I mean? Who would you guys go out of your way to see Cannabis Legends?
Oh fuck,
You know
I
what?
don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd actually go out my way to see anybody.
No?
No, no, I've never put anyone on a pedestal or anything like that. All men are equal. I don't, I, there are certain people that I might, respect, and like they've got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and I learn from them and everything. But it doesn't make me want to go out my way, go and see them, and and pay homage. It's just the same as I've never really gone and watched a football match. I've never gone and I'm not that guy. I'm a home guy. I like to stay at home and you know
Oh, I would. Just because it would be so much easier for to meet her on this side of the pond than it would be for me to get there. Yeah, if I
yeah.
can't beat that little bit of halfway there, then yeah, that's the way I see that. Not necessarily going on my way, but utilizing the best opportunity. Yeah,
I'd say
Yeah.
if Greenfingers brought his dogs, I would go with that route.
I would love to go there though.
Well, that's it. I mean, I would actually be more interested in coming and seeing all you guys or the weed nerds than any sort of like figure or member that I don't even actually know and never even spoke to or have no connection to. So yeah, like I said, it's about what you care. I'm one of these people that I'm really careful with the time, because your time is valuable, and I'm careful where I spend it. And generally, I spend the time with the people I love and I care about. So random people that I don't actually know and whatever is, not in my thought pattern.
I want to change my answer to Joe Pietri.
I was wondering how tall that dude was yesterday when we were fucking talking. It's hard to tell sometimes how what their stature is when you'd meet them in life. I was trying to figure out if he was a short guy or if he was taller. You know what I mean? Yesterday when I was talking to him, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. What do you think? Short guy, big guy,
I reckon he's quite
average?
I
big.
think he's
I reckon
I
he's
think he's
quite a
lanky.
big dude.
I bet he's 5'10", 5'11".
I reckon he's 6'2".
Yeah,
Could
I
be.
Yeah.
think he's taller too for some reason.
He sits up quite high in the chair,
He's like a fishtail. The longer he talks, the taller he gets.
Gaslight tech. Well, oh, I changed my name to Love Core.
Bo Wallace and Chad. Cheers, Bo. I just seen him pop up. Hopefully, we'll see you in Cerns. Oh, I know we'll see you in Cerns next week.
I got a challenge for you, Eagle. Next time Joe comes on, yeah, ask him what's new. when he starts repeating himself, they know. Look, I said, "What's new, son?" Come on, get with the
He did
program.
say he's got some stuff, like some super secret stuff lined up. And he talked about, I forgot. I don't know. I can't remember. But there was super secret stuff right at the end there.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the hash machine. The hash machine.
The electrostatic
That's not
filtration.
necessarily new. That's been talked about. Let's see. I've talked to a lot of people about that while they've been on the show.
Mirror tech. It was exactly the same. You used to hold a mirror above you, and you used to pull all the shit off by static. I said,
But
yeah,
what's
like you
really
said,
good is
There's
when I was
more to it, though. This is more like
with the
they're
electrical charge.
actually, man, they're more. It's a frequency, so they're vibrating that screen to basically find the sweet spot of that in particular material. So, like, once it hits that frequency, it just kind of snaps it right off and falls through
is it
without.
called rabbit mode? Do they call it rabbit mode? On
I don't know.
vibrating the little switch that says rabbit.
They have been talking about that for quite a long time now. Indra has talked about it. They have been Indra, and Bubble Man, I think it was, were kind of in cahoots there for a minute about patents for the machine. There has been patent arguments on that technology for quite some time. So something's happened to where they've been able to finally, somebody's bringing it to market.
Well, you would
Finally.
imagine there's some sort of machines already that do the same sort of thing for other sort of like dust extractions and the like of. So maybe it'll be unique towards cannabis, maybe, but it just seems to me like you're just thrown. I was more interested in the oil collection from the water, that he ran on about. His the way he makes his house really oily. He uses the 2 micron filter and filters the oils off the top of the wash water and collects that so you don't waste it and reincorporate that. I was really interested in seeing if he was going to come out with some sort of like tech or system for that, but that never materialized.
Well, that we've kind of addressed when we've talked about not necessarily him, but I've talked with other hash makers, and TCDR was one of the ones we've talked about. Actually taking that water down, you can multi-seed that water, by what falls from top and bottom, different ways. But I have always kind of talked about taking that water and freeze drying that. Not necessarily the hash, but freeze drying the water off to where now when it comes down to what's left in that bucket or whatever device is all that oil you're talking about. Whatever left tight combs that are fucking left in that water as well, all could be reintroduced back into like the hash through either, a fine powdery hash, or you could push it back in through the hot water process. The what was left. Now you've got a full spectrum hash again. You've got pretty all what was in the flower now back into a full spectrum hash. You really haven't lost much, or if anything, through that process in my eyes. But that's just me. I think that's where all the loss is. But not to me, a 2 micron filter process would take forever. You'd actually have to just let it sit. And anything that's kind of, you're muted, Iceni. And like anytime I've used like super greasy strains, that grease will fucking cover that bag in no time, and then nothing's passing through there. It's just a super harder process to try to
Probably put it under a vacuum. Might help it a little bit.
Yeah.
Does make a big difference when I'm training or doing the feed go. It's like if you want to just let that drain through a filter, it's going to take you hours, but put vacuum on it, it takes a couple of minutes. It could be something as simple as that, just adding a little bit of negative pressure. Maybe you might have to just put a little bit in and just swap the filters out, or just keep changing the filters. I don't know. I reckon it can be done, but I think what you were talking about, like freeze drying the water, I think maybe just dehydrating it, and just evaporate the water off, and with the same sort of process.
That's what always bums me out about the extraction process. I mean, the hydrocarbon side of things is probably the best way to pull everything off it, but you're dealing with the hydrocarbon and the unnatural side of things. Anything else, there's a loss, man. We're losing it to the machine. We're losing it to the bags. We're losing it to the bucket. And then we got the guys that want to turn around and fucking squish that again, that have lost a little bit more. You know what I mean? And at one point, it's medicine. How much do we want to lose from the initial? You know what I mean? It's that's why I've always kind of stayed in my camp of I just prefer like the water hash. It's the closest thing I can get as to the medicine as the medicine itself. Any other process to me, I'm losing a percentage, 5%, 10% every step of the way.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is very valuable, especially when we're talking about terpenes and stuff like that.
Well, we've got to look at it like food. We all know ultra processed food is shit, and the same is going to be the same with cannabis. Ultra processed cannabis, relatively, it's going to be shit compared to the original product that it came from. It might be concentrated, and it might pack a lot of one type of thing, but ultimately, it's not going to be an all-rounded product like the original form it came in. Yeah.
At one point, I see a ballast is in chat. Cheers to you. And he will remember this a long time ago. I've heard a few other people doing this. And we had talked about it in the early phases of the Bros Grow show there. And I've never really heard too many people talk about it since he actually did it. And it was good. if you were making your own, if you were seeing it from A to B, okay, and you knew you were in control of the whole process throughout. You grew the flower, you knew you didn't spray shit on it, you harvest it, you knew there wasn't moldy, whatever. I would take that extraction water, what was left from the hash process, and fucking make Kool-Aid out of it. And fucking, he's done it. And fucking, I know other people that's done it too. And that's a fucking, I tell you what, that Kool-Aid that you can make after the, out of that hash water tea will fuck you up. That shit will fuck you up.
No different to making wine or anything else. You throw a little bit of yeast and a little bit of sugar in it. No, and you've just made cannabis wine. Or
Plants love it. That was the only other thing, you know. I always know from that process that I was losing some valuable shit there. Other than the thought of like making some type of fucking Kool-Aid tea out of it, whatever. Fucking, I just feed it to my plants. My plants go crazy, especially veg plants. And feed that fucking hash water back to them, they go nuts. I found that you can't do it even in early flower. They love that hash water. I wouldn't push it past week 6. Kind of wants to put them back into that like I want to take off mode. But up until like 4 or 5, yeah, I'd fucking feed those plants that hash water, and you will see they will be praying the next day, just loving life for sure. The hash water, for real. What do you guys do with yours? Do you make bubble hash? Have you ever fed it to your plants? I seen you look like you either have or have heard of it.
very, very rarely. It's too much effort. I ain't got a machine or anything. I've just got some bags. And when I do it, it just takes it out of me. And I'm like, this is a lot of fucking work and effort for, and it's got a shit ton of material. I'm more inclined just to throw it all in the trim bin, wait till it's really fucking cold, and just or even if I've got room in my, because I've got a chest freezer, so I'll fill up the trim bin full of material. There might be plants I didn't like the flavour of or whatever, so it's not just necessarily trim, it might be full bud in there as well. I'll just freeze the shit really cold, just smash the shit out of it in the trim bin, and just and then I'll just run it. I'll take all the crap material out of there, and I'll just rerun it through the screen on the trim bin. I get a pile of keef, and I can press and whatever I want to do with that. But yeah, it's a lot easier than fucking ice water, fucking smashing the fucking buckets about, and yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, if you had all the equipment and everything, maybe it's not so much of a chore. But when you're working with bubble bags and you're going to the shop and buying fucking frozen bags of ice, yeah, it's a bit of a headache.
People fucking they really don't necessarily overuse the ice. I think they realize or think that the ice is actually what's shearing it off. You know what I mean? When in reality, it's just the temperature. You're trying to get it as near to cold and freezing as possible. And that's a fine line. You got to actually sit there with your little fucking thermostat, your little laser fucking to do that, or know your machine very well. But it's definitely easy to over ice or make it a pain in the ass by over icing it. Very much so. We're trying to do with a colder water from the get start. Freeze the bud, try to chill the water somehow. Me and Boone actually at one point had talked about taking a big tub and icing down, like coiling up our hose, our wash hose, you know what I mean? And putting ice in there. So like when we weren't using the water, it was sitting in the coiled up hose in the ice, chilling for us. So we weren't using as much ice into the machine. But you're right there. It can be a pain in the ass. So do you not use a machine at all? Do you just hand stir? Is that can be a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I mean, I've never had a machine. I've only done it a couple of times, and the first time it was a total fuck up and a total headache. It's just not good. The second time I was a little bit more prepared and got everything set up properly. It's just a long-winded process. You're there for fucking ages. You really are there for a fucking time. Especially if you want to do it free wash. If it's still producing every wash, which if you're using the bags, you're not getting, I suppose, efficient like a machine. So you are literally there for ages, and that just put me off.
I
So
fucking you're right, man. I put my loads off until I think it's convenient for me. And then when it comes to wash day, I'm literally washing for fucking damn near 24 fucking hours. I've got a couple episodes on YouTube where I've, live that shit, and they're fucking 12 plus hours, man. It's just wash until you run out of material and ice. You can't go no further. And at some point, I've had fucking, just when I was washed out, you know what I mean? Fucking 20 hours in and shit. You go, yeah, I'm done with that. That batch
yeah,
is gave all it can give. And then you pull that last batch and it's fucking nothing but gold in there. And you're like, fuck. It just unlocked. That fucker just unlocked. So then you're like either in for another little bit of time or you're fucked. You know what I mean? You just wasted that round. Yeah,
yes.
it's never.
Basically, I just get all my stuff like this. A lot of the time, this screen will be just full. Just manipulate it about fast, shake the fucking thing. You know, and that's what that's what you end up with, which was a lot less work there than fucking all that bollocks with the water. And I suppose I'm not washing anything away either. That's what works for me. It's lazy, it's cheap, and it's effective. Yeah, that's what I like. Lazy, cheap, and effective.
I did mine with the handkerchief. But see these little plastic pools? These little kiddie pools? We got them at the dollar store on clearance because it was October and no one wanted fucking kiddie pools. And those things, I don't know if you can sense what kind of plastic that is, but the static pickup in those, because I'd sit there and hand shuck buds for fucking few weeks straight. And I'd fill up a tub with buds and then like fucking when I would go to empty them, I'd fucking it'd just be like I don't know, per tub there'd be like a good solid 2 cups worth of keef on the bottom of it, kind of, or like just stuck to the whole thing, and you just gotta tap it a few times, and it would just all fall down just nicely. I don't know, just the perfect amount of static in there.
I've definitely have kept a fucking pretty much a hash brush over the years, a 1 inch brush, paintbrush that I'll like old jars as I empty them. I'll fucking brush the trichomes down into a nice little thing, and I've kept a little shot glass where I dumped all those little trichomes from the jar in there. But I kept a little paintbrush I've used for hash, like plastic stuff like that. My process of like what you guys is talking about like that is I've kind of showed it over the years. I don't have it. I have the trays, but the actual first screen I've chucked. So basically, I've got these baking trays I got from Gordon Food Service that are fucking
The
aluminum,
aluminium
and they're
ones.
probably about 24 by like maybe 12, 20 by 30, something like that. And I built a frame to go around them, and then I go to the hardware store and I get the metal screen, right? And then I wrap that around the wood structure that I built for that, and then staple that all around. And then I use that for phase one of my sifting. So I do kind of like what you're doing there. And fucking, you can get some nice shit there. Like, that's like your first bounce. You let it all go there. And then I like to play. I know I've done videos of this to where you put on fucking just dance with it with your fingers, ding 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 ding, and you can watch it dance across the screen. You know what I mean? So I'll do that for a little while, and then switch batches, and then that's phase one. Phase two is now I still use the full mesh bags that Frenchie kind of introduced to us back in the day. That's the only hash bags I will use to this day. Now the quality of them, I'm still on the cheap end. I'll go buy a $30 set of them every time versus the super expensive bags. But so it goes from that. I'll sweep up that tray with my little paintbrush, and then I've got 1 gallons, or even the 5 gallons aren't that bad, depending on how much material you have. So it goes into that now into a 160 full minch bag. And now you can like make that shit dance. You know what I mean? And that will pull you out a lot of fucking the bullshit that's there. And then you can sweep down that bag. And if you want to be like super picky about it, you can fucking beat that bag with the paintbrush. You know what I mean? And get just it'll work out. Just the heads will work out of that pile, and you can just keep wiping it down. But from there, you should have a pretty clean, you know what I mean, not green pile that you can take from there and then turn into a temple ball by through that hot water process. Skips all the, you know how Frenchie used to make his, you know what I mean? He'd chop it up and then take the grater. Everybody's got their fucking hash grater right here. Mine, this one's done miles and miles of fucking hash. But Frenchie would take this and chop up his hash, and then he'd put it back together through the hot water bottle. But I figured this process has always been clean enough for me that now that's where I start my temple ball process, is from that dry sift, and I turn all that fucking pile of shit, that easy work, because it is a hell of a lot quicker to do that than it is to fucking pull bags of fucking, you know, water extraction. But then I turn that into a nice temple ball that I can now, if I want to take that temple ball and grade that into just a beautiful, it looks like tobacco. You know what I mean? Like if you were to open up a cigarette, how it's all like, then now I'll put that into a joint. You know what I mean? Versus a water extracted worm. But yeah, that's what I do. That's my process with the dry sieving side of that. Like through, you know, the fucking shade leaf trim bullshit that I throw away. Maybe sometimes loose buds, but loose, that's even that.
The ones that fell on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how you become a snob like that when you start growing some weed, right? Back in the day when you bought it, like forever ago, you would fucking that drawer you put your tray in, if it had like shit in there, every once in a while you'd scrape that shit up and throw that in the tray and shit. Or yeah, a bud hit the floor. You weren't wasting that and you threw that right back on the tray. You start growing weed for a while, that bud hits the floor and you look at it like you're gonna eat it and shit. You're like, no. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Isaiah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you can be snobby like that a little bit once you start growing your own cannabis. That scale definitely moves. Holy shit, we're a few minutes from the end. That's good because I need more coffee. Oh, that's too much. That was too dark right there. Oh. So, do you guys have any plans for this upcoming weekend?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's my birthday at some point. I don't know what today is, but it's my birthday on the 4th. So I think I've got a barbecue or something around one of my kids or my daughter with her grandson who used to live with us. Uh, I'm gonna go around to hers, and
Fourth, that's next weekend, ain't it?
the 4th. I don't know. We're on the third. Was it 30th today? Was that Friday? So it might be Tuesday
Yes.
actually. But yeah,
Midweek,
so
right? Close.
so I think this weekend maybe I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do it on my birthday or over the weekend. But I just I get told these things, they go in one ear, out the other, and on the day I'll be like, oh yeah, okay. We're doing this today. But yeah, nothing else apart from putting another year on.
Nice, nice. I gotta add that to my calendar or check to see it's not on there. The fourth, you say, eh?
Yeah. I
It
think
is
it is.
Saturday. It is Saturday. So I've been trying. Yeah, it is. Look, I started to type it in there, and then there it was.
Yeah, I thought it was in there.
Yeah, I've been trying to update that shit from what was in the books, the original books, because I took as many birthdays as I could, as this thing was progressing. And I was like every year when I updated my guest book, I would copy last year to this year. And then I got fucking lazy about it about 3 years in. And I haven't updated the books for a while. And then I started thinking, yeah, why am I updating that when I could just be putting them in my Google Calendar? So now they're in my Google Calendar. A lot of them are in my Google Calendar, which saves a lot of headache.
That's godsend, isn't it? Ever since we got like Google for our phones that updated our contacts, you could sync it via the Google. It's a bit of godsend. You don't lose your contacts anymore. You get a new device, you just put in your account and all your contacts come back. That's brilliant. Not like the old days where you just copy everything onto a SIM card and then transfer the SIM card and copy everything across.
They used to be in their brains, though, man. I don't know how many numbers I could fucking not beat an eye and be able to call back in the day. I just watched a thing from DeGogo is on YouTube. It was a thing on how smartphones are rewiring our brains, and a lot of compelling evidence against the smartphones on how they're undermining our brain in so many ways. Basic math, memory, all
Who
kinds
take
of
my
bad.
precious?
What's that, brother?
I said, you can't take my precious. Don't
I-
talk about.
That's what they talking about. Most people can't live without their phones. I'm kind of guilty. Everybody's, and we're pretty reliant on the damn things these days. Is that a lunch? No bun, though?
No fun. Just 100% beef. When I said to you about when you said about patties the other day, they were right. I think just exclude the bun, but you actually got to look at the pat. Some of the patties, they have loads of shit in them. You just want, if it's got anything in them, you just want salt and pepper. That's about it. Seasoning. You don't want none of these preservatives or anything like that. So yeah, make sure you buy 100% beef if you're going to eat something that's not a whole like a steak. If you're going to eat a burger, make sure it's 100% beef.
You gonna make you a fucking old school backwards burger and shit? Fucking put your lettuce and tomato in the center, nothing but fucking meat for like the bun. Fucking KFC did that shit, and it was probably the most unhealthy thing I ever bought at fast food. But they
They have
had a
something.
fucking, do you remember it? The fucking chicken breast sandwich where it was like two chicken breasts with, I think it was like cheese and bacon sandwiched in the middle, and that was the sandwich.
You can get chicken breast as buns at McDonald's, like on their secret menu. You get like a double
Yeah.
quarter pounder with chicken buns.
Hmm. I try
Yeah,
to
we
stay
don't
out.
we none of that here.
There's something that we got here called the Juicy Lucy, where it's I think it's mozzarella, but they take like basically if you take like a handful of mozzarella shredded cheese and you wrap your fucking wad of meat around that, and then you blow your wad when you eat that, man. Bite into that thing.
Mm.
Juicy Lucy. They're fucking good. Some bar down in St. Paul or something like that is the home of the Juicy Lucy.
Home of
I've only had counterfeit ones, but they were still fucking good. Never been to the actual place.
Well, boys, we've hit that 2 o'clock hour. Unfortunately, that is today's time limit.
Later.
It's been good.
Yeah. Appreciate you boys for popping in there. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Slippery one. Appreciate you, Iceni, for popping in, man.
Yeah, always, brother. You know, I like to think I'm a loyal weed nerd, and this is like I say, this is just perfect for me this time because I'm bright eyed and bushy tailed now. Is it's like a lot of the time when I'm watching late at night, I can't read the chat because my eyes are just gone. You know, when you're older and it gets a bit late at night, you just I give up. And so a lot of the time I'm just lurking, just watching, you know, and squinting as hard as I can to try and read the comments and keep up. But yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, thanks for doing this time. I appreciate it, and I like spending time and having a good chat with you. And the same with everybody else that I've been chatting with recently. I enjoy everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. I like this time slot too. I haven't killed the other one. It's just been life, internet. It's been the internet. It's been the internet. I've had some problems last night again with Joe today. You know what I mean? Last week, none. So it is what it is until I get it taken care of. I got to do them when I can do them. I do have a bunch of interviews lined up, so look for those, brother. Those will unfortunately will probably be back at the time 10 o'clock time slot. But I am open to if the guest before with the guests I was pretty set on the time. But I guess these days I'm a little bit more open, so you may see a couple of daytime episodes, So
Yeah,
it's
cool.
not out of the question, is what I'm saying, I see. So thank you for popping in, brother.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Hope everyone has a good weekend too. Piss and puff, everyone.
Cheers, brother. Well, with that being said, you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning into this midday Weed Nerd World. Cheers to all you guys. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, I am out of here. Again, you can find me, Miss Angel, Run Eagle Run channel, Run Eagle One. Run, I guess if you want to get technical about it, you can find it both ways. Run Eagle Run, Run Eagle One, Run. But probably will get back to doing some live stuff over there as the leg is slowly getting back to where it was. Learning to walk again, learning to run straight footed, no injuries. So thank you guys for your time. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have a